Well, yesterday I did a puzzle with Japanese sums and a 159 rule that was applied to all of the columns. And the 159 rule is a little tricky to get your head around sometimes. And so, since I've kind of got that in my head right now, I'm going to do another 159 puzzle today. So hopefully you also have it in your head now and you'll be ready for this puzzle too. So today I am looking at Beyond 159 by Scruffamutta, which is a great name. Um, the rules are going to be fairly simple once you know the 159 rule. If not, then it's a little complicated. But normal Sudoku rules apply. A digit placed in a shaded cell in column X shows the position of the digit X in the same row, and all shaded cells are given. So, like we talked about before, basically what this means is if you put whatever digit you put in here tells you the column that the 1 is in, because that's a 1. So if this is a 5, then the 1 has to be in column 5. If this was a 3, then the 1 would have to be in column 3. And likewise, right here, this is, well, let's go down here. This is column 4. So if you had a 5 in here, this would have to be a 4 then in column 5. So that's how this works. It's a little weird at first. Once you kind of get used to what's going on, it's not too bad, I don't think. But yeah, so the interesting thing with this one is we have a negative constraint, kind of like we did on the other puzzle. But that's all we have on this one. We have no digits. We have no Japanese sums. All we have is the negative constraint on the 159 rule. So I thought that was an interesting idea. I've had this one kind of, again, sitting on my list as one to do, and since I had the idea of 159 in my head, I figured I'd try it today. So let's see. I will reset my timer. Link in the description as usual. I'm going to give it a shot now. We'll see how it goes. Okay, so one thing that we kind of learned yesterday when we were doing the 159 rule is how they sort of reference each other. They make loops. So if 1 refers to 5, that puts a 1 in column 5, which means that 5 is then referring back to 1. So they kind of have reference each other, or you can have a self-referential one where you could have, like, this could be a 1. So I think these have to be 8 and 9. So I think we can probably, can we just go through and fill in, because they can't be referring to a non-shaded cell. They have to be referring to a shaded cell, because that cell, if this was a 6, for example, you'd have a 3 here, and that would then be referring back to the 6 there. And so this one would have to be shaded. So I think they have to refer to other shaded cells. So we can do this to start. And I can also see, since we have 3 in some of these, one of them is going to have to be self-referential, because 2 of them are going to refer to each other, and then the other one is going to have no shaded cells to refer to. So these are 4, 5, 8, 9, 2, 3, 5, 6, 9, I think. 5, 6, yeah. Okay, and here's where we can use the thing. Yes, I started to mention this yesterday, and it didn't end up being a thing that we could use, but I think maybe the only other 159 puzzle I've done in the past, I used this. So one thing you notice is, okay, these 4 are telling us where the 1s are to the right, which column the 1s are in. So, theoretically, with these 3 digits, with these 3 cells right here, you could do an 8 and a 9, right? That 8 and 9 are not going to be a conflict. But the problem is you're now putting the 1 in column 8 and the 1 in column 9, and it's going to be the same box. So essentially what you can say is, if we've got 3 cells highlighted in a column here like this, in the same box, right? So this one is less of an issue. It just can't be the same number as these, but that's true anyways. But these 3, since they're in the same box, wherever they're referring to, they're all going to be within rows 4, 5, and 6. So we need to have one of them be a 1, 2, or 3, one of them be a 4, 5, 6, and one of them be a 7, 8, 9. Because there can only be one 1 in box 4, 1 in box 5, and 1 in box 6. So the 3 1s have to be in box 4, box 5, box 6. Hopefully that makes sense. So what that tells me is one of these 3 has to point to box 5. And the only one that can point to box 5 is that right there pointing at the 5. So we can put a 5 and a 1. That makes this a 9. So those are 1 and 8, which makes this a 9. Now we don't know which one of these is the one. It could be referring to itself. It could be there. But we know that much. Now this 9 is going to give us the 8 and the 9 up there, which is going to give us the 1 and the 8 there. This is not 8 or 9. That's not 9. This is not 8 or 9. Now we have a 4-5 pair. 4, 5. So these are not 9. These are not 8 or 9. So we're going to get an 8-9 pair in the middle here. Nice. Now, oh, the 4-5 pair takes the 5 out of that. Okay. We have an 8-9 pair in this column as well. There's a 9 over here. Okay, so that's the other thing that we can do, right? So we know there's a 9 in one of these two. And so, therefore, if this is the 9, we're going to have a 2 over here. If this is the 9, we're going to have a 6 or a 3 over here. So this cannot be a 6, because if that was a 6, this would have to be a 9. So this cannot be a 6. So 9, so there's a 9 here, there's a 9 there. The 9 has to be up there, which now that's going to tell us, I'm not going to really be able to notate this probably. It'd be nice to be able to notate where something can't be. So this can't be a 7 now because that's a 9 and we can't let it refer to, we can't have a 159, you know, it can't refer to the digit, so. 9, 9. There's a 9 down here, and it can't be in that one because the 8-9 pair. 9. There's 9 here. And that puts the 9 right there. So that gives us a 3 over here. So these are not 3s. So again, one of these 3 is going to be self-referential. And then 2 of them are going to refer to each other. But I don't know which is which yet. Okay, so we've pretty much done what we can with the 9s, I think, now. Until we disambiguate these. If we know where the 4 or the 6 is over here, or the 4 or the 5 here, we'll be able to get that. But okay, what's left in this column? Let's see. 2, 4, 5, 6, and 7. This one can't be... Oh, this one can't be 4, 6, or 7. This one can't be 4 or 6. 7. This one can't be 7, right? We just said it can't be 7 because of the 9 there. So this is... Oh, and it can't be a 5. So this is a 2. Because of the 4, 5 pair. So this is a 2, which this is a 5 then. This can't be 2 or 5. So we have... Oh, and the 5 gives us 4 and the 5. And like I said, the 4 here now means that the 9 is there and the 8 is there. Which is going to give us 8 and 9. And that will give us the 9 in box 5. Now the 4 is not in those. So the 4 is in one of these two. Oh, no. We know where the 4 is because of the 8 there. 4. And the 9 is a 6 because of the 9 here. 7. 5. So oh, yeah, that's not an issue anyway. I was going to say the 9 can't be in here, but we've got all the 9s now. Okay, so what do we do next? Let's see. What's up here? 1, 2, and 3? Oh, and the 3 has to be up here because of the 3, 4 pair. So these are 1 and 2. And the 9 is in column 2, and it's not shaded, so we can't... Oh, no, that... That's not an issue. Never mind. That would mean we can't put a 2 over here. We can put a 2 in 7 or 8. So the... Oh, yeah. Okay, I keep wanting to do things like, oh, the 1 is in one of these, so this has to be a 7 or an 8. But actually, it can't be a 7 or an 8. Oh, no. Yes, look at this. Okay, the 8, this is an 8, which means the 1 cannot be right there. So actually, that does work for the negative to... There we go. 6 and 7. Do we have... Can we get some more 8s? 8s are here. Oh, the 8 is down here. Just because of these and that 8. That puts an 8 up here. 8's in one of those. 3, yeah. Still don't know about these. Seven. Oh, okay, so the 8 is in column 7, and it's not shaded, so the 7 cannot be in column 8. 7's here, put a 7 there, it has to be up there. So the 7 has to be in one of these. So we need 7 in here, a 3 in here. I mean, you can't. So 7, 4. Yeah, that's okay. 6. Yeah. Oh, these are. What are these? These are 1 and 6. Ah, and this is a 6. Good. That's what we needed. The 6 here, which means this can't be a 7 because it would be referring to that 6. So this is the 7 then. The 1 here means, yeah, that's okay because the 1 and the 8. But that puts a 4 over here. Okay, good. So we get rid of the 4 there. So there's definitely a 4 in here. So this one cannot be a 1 then, because it would be referring to column 1. That can't be a 4. Okay, so let's see. What are these? These are 3, 5, and 8, I think. This one can't be an 8. So there's definitely an 8 over here, but that's not an issue. Oh, we already knew there was an 8 over there. It's just a matter of knowing where to look, I think, sometimes. Okay, let's look in there's only 2 left in here, so 3 and 6. And these are the 8. Ah, and look, we've got an 8 in column 6. So we're going to have to avoid the 8 and the 6 are going to have to not be in the same row. Oh, duh, the 1, 3 pair here. So this is the 6, which means that can't be the 8. So the 8 is there. This is 3. Okay, and these are 2, 4, and 5. This one can't be 5. And these are in column 7. Do we know anything about where this... Actually, we do know about a lot about the 7, because look at these 7s. So the 7 is up here. So if this was the 7, we would have to not have this be the 5. Is essentially what's going on there. There's a 7 over here. So again, if this is the 7, this can't be the 2. I suspect we might get 7s in those just to help disambiguate, but we don't really know for sure yet. These are 7s. That one's not very helpful. Okay, what are these? 2, 4, 5, and 8. Ah, and these can't be 8. Oh, the 8's down here. I should have had that. This is 8. So the 8 is in column 3. Okay, that's not an issue yet. But the 3 and the 5. Ah, oh. No, never mind. That's in column 2. I was thinking it was in column 3. I was going to say these can't refer to each other, but no, they're good. Oh, but... Oh, yes. I didn't even think about that. Okay. Yeah. We cannot put, in the unshaded cells, we cannot put a 1 in column 1. We can't put a 2 in column 2. We can't put a 3 in column 3 because they'd be referring to themselves. So this can't be a 6 because it would be referring to itself. This has to be a 7 and a 6 and a 7. And so this can't be a 5. This has to be the 3. This is the 5. Yeah, that makes sense. So where can we put a 5 in column 5 then? Knowing that it's going to be referencing itself. It has to be in a shaded cell. This has to be a 5. And so then 6 in column 6 has to be in one of these two. So this has to be the 4. 1, 2, or 6. The 3 has to be in one of those. Oh, we've already got a 4 down there, so this is 3 and 4. Because that 4. Yeah, I didn't even... Okay, so we've got 9, 8, 7. There's a 6. This can't be... Oh, it can't be a 6 anyways. 6 in here, 5, 4. This now has to be the 3, doesn't it? 3. We've got a 1. This has to be a 2. Yep, that helps a lot. 1, 3, and 7. So this is 3 or 7. 1 and 7. Don't think we have any negative constraint issues we need to worry about there. This is 3. This couldn't be 1, but yeah. Okay. All right. So is there anything we can, any pencil marks we need to update now that we did a bunch of stuff there? These are 2, 3, and 7. This one can't be 3. This one can't be 7. These are 1, 2, 3, and 5, I believe. This one can't be 1, 3, or 5, so it's a 2. That gives us a 4 at the top. Oh, and the 2 gives us 3. And those also aren't 2s. So 1, 5. The 3 makes this 7, and 1, and 3, and 2. These are 6 and 7. I believe these are 1 and 5, and the one down here will give us the order of those. These are 3 and 4. 2 and 5. This 7 here is in column 5, so this one can't be a 5. So that's the 5. That's the 2. These are now 5 and 6, I believe, and the 5 to the left is going to give us the order of those. These are 2, 4, and 7. So this is 4, 7, 2, 7. These are 2, 4, and 6, I believe. If this 6, 2, 4, no, okay, that's okay. All right, so the 2 is in column 5, so the 5 cannot be in column 2. Oh, and the one down here, anyways, would have given us that. Okay, so the 4 here. Does that help us? No, the 4 is over here. 2, 4, 6, and 7. 2, 2. Okay, so it's probably just a negative constraint we need to avoid here, so I just got to find the right spot. Oh, the 6. Okay, the 3 is in column 6, so the 6 can't be in column 3. 6. This is 4 and 2 and 7 and 6. Timer turns green, which means we're done. All right, that was fun, and that was a nice, actually fairly approachable kind of intro puzzle to the idea of the negative 159 constraint, I feel like. Now, it definitely helped a lot that I just did another 159 puzzle, so I kind of had that logic in my head, but I think even if you were new to 159, that wouldn't be a bad intro. The key thing is to realize that these kind of form loops, right? Like the 8 is referring to the 9, and so the 9 is referring to the 8. The 8 here refers to the 4, which then refers back to the 8. They're in pairs, unless they refer to themselves, like this 5 down here, the 3 here. And then, for some reason, it took me way too long to realize that all of the self-referential options, like the 1 in column 1, the 2 in column 2, the 3 in column 3, etc., had to be in shaded cells. So there's a few interesting deductions you have to make there that I feel like the good thing about that is the reason this is a good intro to it is it helps you realize that, hopefully. And then now, theoretically, I will remember that the next time I do a 159 puzzle, and I can use that information. But more than likely, by the time I do another one, I'll probably have forgotten it anyways. But anyways, let me know what you thought of this puzzle down below in the comments, or you can hop over to Discord and tell me there too. We can come discuss things. Yeah, just a couple more days left on the advent calendar, so you can still jump in on that if you want. Got more puzzles lined up in the future on Patreon. I'll be throwing some things on there from time to time. So um, hopefully you guys are enjoying those puzzles, and I'll see you again soon with some more. Thanks.